Hey there, guys and gals. This is your host, Joe, Life with Yosef, and I'm going to go ahead and split this nonsense up. So, this will be some free thought about what I thought about for the 19th. About the 19th, I had first thought about some like 9 or 10 day trip. I wasn't going to take dude, I was taking dude. Well, there's a place in Parker called Desert Bar, and it rings a bell. I've never been down here because I've never been here in the winter. They're only open in the season, which is the winter, and they're only open on the weekends. So I would never be down here at that time. Certainly not in the not in the high season, but I'm down here now in the high season. And they are a bar and restaurant that has live music. It's a roadhouse. They're totally and completely off the grid. And it's at least a 5 mile drive, and you probably can't take your sedan. So I've got a four-wheel drive truck. I shouldn't have a problem. The pictures I've seen, a lot of side-by-side stuff. It is definitely a country and western and desert type of place, and I think, holy cow, dude, you need to go. But they're only open on the weekends. So the only dog-friendly motel in Parker was going to be about $140 a night with the dude charge. And then I got to thinking, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'll bring dude. That's not a problem. But I got to thinking, well, there's some other things that I want to do down here that occurred to me. I'm going to talk about that next. Now, what got me thinking about Parker and such is I thought if I go down there this weekend, the prices are about $40 a night less than MLK weekend, but for some reason I had hyperfixation on traveling on or being out on the actual 19th. So that was okay, kind of sort of okay. So I, I remembered that Giant Rock is in Landers, which is in San Bernardino County, California, right near 29 Palms, roughly, kind of, sort of. It's off of California 247. Now I'm going to put a picture of the Giant Rock in right here that I got off of Wikipedia, and it is the largest freestanding boulder in the United States and allegedly the largest freestanding boulder in the world. And I remember something that happened that made a little piece crack. Hold on. Now I remember this, and this had recently come across my feed, one of the feeds, probably Facebook, and I thought, I'm going to look this up. It's out there somewhere. And what I was going to do, in a long story short, because you know how long-winded I can be, I was going to go to 29 Palms, stay over. I was going to go to Landers and see Giant Rock. And then I was either going to drag it out, stay in Barstow a few days. And there's some things in Barstow that I want to see. I want to drive out to Amboy and to Ludlow and stuff like that, and run some film. And I was going to do that without having the hassle having the trailer. So that was the idea. And then, because I could never not stop thinking, I got to thinking, well, what am I going to do this summer? Now, one of my Hanai bros is going to have a baby in April, and he lives up in Shasta County. And I want to go see him I want to see him and the baby and the mom and such. And everybody rushes over right when the baby's born. The dad's exhausted. The mom just gave birth. It's not like you're jumping up and running a marathon. Now, I have never given birth, though I probably should. And I've never gotten a woman pregnant, so I've never really been around a pregnant woman or a woman who's just given birth. I have no experience in this, but from what I've read, it's really hard. It's dangerous still. It's hard on these gals. And everybody rushes over. They just want to hold, I want to hold the baby. I want to feed the baby. But Are they going to clean the toilet and throw a load of laundry in and maybe run down to the grocery store for something? Come on now, that's the help I think these new families or families with new infants really need. Well, I'll do that. Hell, ain't no thing. You know, he's one of the few Hanai that I have left that I'd take a bullet for. So anyway, they're having a kid in April. I figured, okay, I'm going to go up there in May. Now I get to thinking. Do I want to drive straight up to Shasta County, stay for 2 or 3 days, and then pretty much come home? Now, my Sissy 2 lives in the Sierras. She lives in Nevada County. And she's already said, hey, you can come by for a week, you can come by for a month. And so if I have KP2, I really can't do that. There's nowhere to park it. But if it's just me and dude and the locomotive, then I could actually, I could pack enough clothes, I could stay for a month. I love my sister-in-law. We get along famously. And my God, she could cook, and she makes handmade scratch biscuits. Oh, not like I need to be eating that stuff, but yeah, that's my struggle. Food is love. You've heard me say this. I don't know what to tell you. So if I drive up there, I could probably do that, stay for a while, and then probably drive home down US 95 and drive through Hawthorne, Tonopah, Beatty. I can see about the dog friendly accommodations. There's an app called Bring Fido that I've looked up stuff. That's how I found the Quality Inn in Parker. So that's one thought. I want to go to San Bernardino because there's two places in Los Angeles County that I want to go to. And I don't know about Baldwin Park, but Baldwin Park is the home of In-N-Out. And the original site of In-N-Out, when Harry and Esther opened the place, is now Interstate 10. It used to be US 60, 70, 99 when the freeway was built. Now it's I-10, so here you go. They have the replica, restored replica, on the next lot north of the freeway, which is In-N-Out, and they have a little museum. I've taken pictures there, or film a long time ago, where the guy came out and we had a chat. I don't know where the hell he came from, but he came from somewhere, In-N-Out badge and tie and shirt, and we had a good chat. He wanted me to come to work for him. So if I wasn't already in the union and working towards the Teamster pension and such, I can't say they'd be a bad company to work for. I thought about if something happened at the paper, it would be an option. I wouldn't be in the union, but they drive nice stuff and they pay their people. I don't know what they pay their truck drivers, but I can't imagine they pay badly. So anyway, and then across the freeway on the south side, I think that's where the company store moved to. Last time I went to In-N-Out company store, I spent a bucket of money. But I'm a fat boy now, so I'm not sure that they have anything that fits me, but I still got to go in for something. I love In-N-Out. Now, I'm going to tell you In-N-Out, and I've said this, the fries are a bit hit or miss, and I like the burger, so there you go. That's one reason that I want to go down that way. In Downey, Los Angeles County, California, is the oldest, now listen to me here, the oldest operating McDonald's. It's the third one built, but it's the oldest still operating. So if you're hearing, it's the oldest one, no, that's not what I'm saying. The first one is in San Bernardino. But this is number 3, and it's in the original location, and I'm going to put a picture of it right here, and you're going to see it's still got the arches, and it's a walk-up window. I want to go here because more than one YouTuber and social media guys and gal have been out there. Well, I want to do that too, but there's another reason I want to go to Downey. Outside of Hawaii, the McDonald's in Downey, California is the only McDonald's that still serves the holy grail of deep fried apple pies, like this one right here, where if you bit into it too soon, the filling was the temperature of mercury and you burned the top of your mouth for about 6 weeks. My God, I did that at Porky's once. I wasn't paying attention. When I was a kid, I remember that. I was a teenager. So I want to get the absolute holy grail. Now, do I need to be eating that stuff? Of course not now. I know this, but hell, anything for content, I guess, huh? I will say that I've had the Popeyes deep fried pies, and they're pretty good. No, they're not the mother. They're not the Holy Grail, but they are the mother load, and I do like them. And there is a Popeyes here in Bullhead, so. And I will say that KFC, I sort of got they had the same pie supplier because theirs was every bit what McDonald's was, but their quality's really gone. I don't know if they even have them anymore or not. I can hardly tolerate. Popeyes is 1,000 times better. So, but that's also what I want to do when I'm down there. There's other stuff too. I mean, Redlands is got a bunch of historic buildings and stuff, and then San Bernardino's got some pretty historic stuff too about McDonald's and such. Hold on a sec. I also want to stay at the Wigwam where I stayed at when my goddaughter got out of boot camp recruit training in the Marines, and I kind of moseyed home that way. I didn't do a good job on the film. I didn't do a room film. I didn't feel good, and when I went to do it the morning I was left, the camera wasn't charged. Now I'm doing a much better job of that nonsense now. Trust me. So. I want to stay at the Wigwam. Now, Samir was an excellent host, and I want to do a little better property review. Now, they do have dog rooms, but I'm thinking a couple things. If I take KP2 to Shasta County, then I could leave in like April. And I could spend a couple days in Barstow and do what I want to do, and then I could spend a week or two at oh God, hold on. Jesus, dude. Glen Helen at the campground. Now, they're not cheap, but I did like it there. It's still within radar range of some of the places that I want to go. I will also be able to hopefully fellowship with my Hanai brother Vin and my Hanai brother Leif, and I'll meet him at Darby's, and we'll probably have a couple of cocktails. I only have a beer and a bunch of soda, but yeah, the food's good, the fellowship is good, and both these guys, Leif and Vin, are good people. You know what I say about people who are good people. I can't give you a higher compliment. Oh, I wanted to add about the Downing McDonald's that it's franchised not through Ray Kroc, but straight from the founding McDonald brothers, which I thought was really interesting. I'll talk more about Downey when I ever make it down there. I'm going to, I think, this year sometime. Now, there's a couple of other things I think I did mention, but I want to go to Norm's, the restaurant chain. I do want to stay at the Wigwam and do a better room review. Now, this is something that I thought, and I'll get to this, but I thought I could drive here and I could board him, and that may be better too. But Now, in San Bernardino is one or two. There's a McDonald's History Museum, McDonald's, where the original one was built. And I think that's worth a visit. There's three or four other. There's a ton of other YouTube channel hosts that have been there, and then Redlands, where Darby's is, has just a ton of history and old buildings, and you know how much I love stuff like that. If you go back to some of the Kansas film that I probably lost a bunch of, I just film a building like I did in Jackson when I walked downtown. Oh, this is such and such a building. Stuff like that interests me. Hell, I did it in Mariposa as well. It just had a ton of history that I really haven't been out there to have a look at. And then there's, hell, I could head even east. There's even more Mother Road history out in Banning, and I can go to the Cabazon dinosaurs. That's not that far. So it may be more than I'm thinking of, but so there are some things out there that I could go back and I could take some film of and still have fellowship. So if I could drive out there, now I could do Parker just on a weekend and Dude and I'll go. And then I could drive out to and stay straight at the Wigwam, or I could spend a day or two in Victorville because I'd want to go eat at the Outpost. And, 2 days, 2 days in Victorville, 4 days in 4 or 5 days in San Bernardino, and then back. I could probably pull that off and only have to board Dude for 7 days, maybe. So I'm going to think about that. But if I take the trailer, and now it depends on the Reading deal. Do I want to take a KP2 up to Reading to see my brother? Well, if I do that, I'm going to spend a week in Bakersfield. I'm going to want to spend a week in Patterson. I'm not going to want to rush this. A week in Pleasanton, a week at Sandy Beach. You know the routine. That's, 6, 7, 8 weeks. I'd have to leave by probably the 1st of April to get there right around Memorial Day or after. And now I'm up there and it's June. And it's like, okay, now what do I want to do? I can't go stay at Sissy 2's because I got KP2. Do I want to continue up to Coos Bay, which I do want to go back to? Do I want to continue on to Eugene and see my Hanai Nathan? Do I want to go all the way up to Vancouver, Washington and spend at least a week parked on my uncle's front lawn? Oh, I'm game for all of that. And then what? Now we're talking, okay, July, middle of July. It's 120 degrees down here. Do I want to come home 95? Do I want to go out to Elko and see my cousin? And then I can come through Ely and through Pioche and through Caliente and stuff. And I wanted to go back. I haven't been there since 2014 when we retired. No, 2013 on the 5-week trip. That's how long it's been. So I'd like to do that. So there's a couple of other ideas that I have. Am I just going to go to San Bernardino in the car or in the truck and then drive up to Reading and stay at Sissy 2's after for the summer? Or am I going to drag around KP2? There's costs involved. I don't want to spend all my money. I did get the Sarah paperwork in with a tracking number, so they should get that tomorrow, and we could take it from there. So I think that's pretty much. Hold on here. Let me look at my notes. Okay, I think that's what I want to talk about. The different plan ideas. Stuff like that. So this is as always your host Joe, Life with Yosef, and if you see this close, then it's at least the second part of today's nonsense. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Enjoy your day. Peace be with you. And Dude and I will see you for the next one.